Hello, friends. Welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood, pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina, and we're continuing in this season of Lent to go through the encounters that Jesus has with so many different people in the Gospels, and we discover that Jesus is a stranger. We're doing this in cooperation with Seedbed's The Wake Up Call, and in the description box you'll find a link to being able to subscribe to The Wake Up Call if you haven't done so already. And please take a moment to make that happen. Their resource and these daily devos work together. Today we're looking at an encounter that Jesus has where he becomes very strange even to his disciples. We're looking in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, verses 22 through 26, as Jesus is teaching his closest followers some very surprising ways for which we should live. Go grab your Bibles, open it up to Luke's Gospel, chapter 9, and let's share in these words together. And Jesus said, "The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law. And he must be killed, and on the third day be raised to life." And then he said to them all, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet lose or forfeit their very self? Whoever is ashamed of me and my words, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his glory and in the glory of the Father and of the holy angels." So throughout Jesus' earthly ministry, he was fighting against the common perception of what the Messiah was supposed to do, what the Messiah was supposed to be. And here he uses the most blunt language possible to say, hey, this is what's going to happen for me. I am the Son of Man. This is what is going to take place. I am not going to raise an army. I am not going to overthrow Rome. I am not going to establish some kind of an earthly kingdom of Israel. No, instead, I'm going to die. I am going to be rejected by all of the leaders of our land. Our religious leaders, our political leaders, everybody is going to say, kill him. And if that's where Jesus stopped, we wouldn't be talking about Jesus at all 2,000 years later. But he goes on and he talks about, I will be raised on the third day. And it's in the context of this setting up the expectation of what the Son of Man, the Messiah, is doing, that he then goes into what it means to be his follower, his disciple. Jesus said, I am going to lose my life and then gain it. And this is precisely what he tells us. We have to do the same thing. He says, whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but if you lose your life for me, not me, Carrie, but me, meaning Jesus, then it will be saved. Friends, if we live life for our own interests, for our own desires, for our own accomplishments, if we put Jesus out of the picture, then we lose the picture. That's why it says, what good does it do to gain the whole world and yet lose your very self? How many times have we seen these stories of somebody who achieves all kinds of success, whether it is success in business and they are super, super rich, or it's success in the movies or writing books or some other form of entertainment, and an athlete, somebody who is at the top of their world, and they don't know what to do with themselves. Their personalities change. Life becomes absurdities to them. It's because they forgot to keep Jesus in the picture. People who are very, very poor, who are dealing with difficulties in life and can get so caught up and bothered by just existing, can lose Jesus in their life. So this isn't a matter of being rich enough or poor enough or middle classish enough. It's about being Christian enough, to be Jesus-centered enough in our lives that it doesn't matter what we have or don't have from an earthly, worldly, cultural perspective. But it all comes down to this. Are you ashamed of Jesus? What do you think he means by who is ashamed of me and my words? Well, to be ashamed of him and his words is to deny him, to say that I can't trust this. This doesn't seem real to me. And when Jesus returns, he's going to look at those who've done that and say, well, your life doesn't seem real to me. I am ashamed of the way you've chosen to live your life without me. So, what do we do with this strange teaching? Do we shove it into the dustbin and say, well, that's just stupid? Or do we embrace it and allow it to impact everything about who and what we are? I choose to the best of my ability to not be ashamed of Jesus, so that he will never be ashamed of me. How about you? And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.